Langanan, alaw ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisir, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bugaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang isang ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may magdidilim, lupa ng araw na hatid pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo, aming ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Sorry, regular.
So don't work after this. Sorry, you don't work after this. Just make sure that
Hindi maka-free ako maka-alis.
i-handle siya na.
Pero ang sabihan na yun, appreciated this.
Well,
Oh, of course.
without, but of course, for us,
She is above and beyond. Above and beyond.
it's the community. All I did was that's all. Guys, really happy.
I think we need to also like outreach to besides You do. You are my heroes. My heroes. Now we need to get everybody in front, please. Welcome to Texas. You'll never know what you'll get day by day, right?
Yes.
So we're getting on to the cooler weather. Thank God, no snow here so far. When was the last time it snowed? To those who have lived here, it comes every what? Every 20 years. I don't really care for snow. 2008.
2008.
I remember when it snowed so hard, I was doing home health and I was driving and I said, this is scary. This morning, Consul General Salas leads the Philippine Consulate General here in Houston, which covers 6 states: Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. Y'all know where these are?
No.
No? You'll have a lot of time to find out where these states are. Prior to his assignment, he served as Deputy Assistant Secretary at the Office of American Affairs at the Department of Foreign Affairs. He also served in other capacities in various other international organizations to promote economic relations, human rights, and institution building initiatives. His other foreign assignments include the Philippine embassies in Washington, D.C., here in the U.S. You know where D.C. is?
Yes.
And Stockholm, Sweden. I haven't been there. Which he served as the first secretary and consul from 2014 to 2021.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sa inyong lahat, ano? Of course, first and foremost, I just want to thank, of course, Helga for collaborating with the consulate in convening this important engagement with all of you. I'm very familiar with the J1 system and also very familiar with the concerns and of course also with the happy experiences that many J1 participants also get to experience here in the United States. Of course, I also want to acknowledge our colleagues from SAFE, of course, Cora Flores. I'm not so sure if you're familiar what SAFE stands for. This is the Society for the Advancement of Filipino Educators in the United States and Education Professionals. Of course, Mr. Rogelio Calimag of Unified, which is the United Federation of Educators, Filipino American Educators. And of course, accompanying Helga, I'm not so sure if you have other persons who help you out in providing, and of course Rachel, who is our MC for today. So, basically, simply put, yung position po ng Department of Foreign Affairs, kami po ay parang chair po ng EVP Committee, yung Exchange Visitors Program Committee. Ang CFO, which is the Commission on the Filipinos Overseas, is the Secretariat of the EVP Committee, which basically oversees how the program of education and cultural exchange with the United States is run. First and foremost, to make sure that the program is run in the best interests of the participants. So, kayo po yun. So this morning is just really a mechanism for us to continually hear from you kung ano po yung mga concerns po ninyo, and also, of course, your happy experiences in coming to the United States. We all know that migration is an important aspect of the diaspora that defines the Filipinos abroad. Sa ngayon po sa United States, we have about 4.3 million Filipino Americans, and I understand that there's a lot of Filipinos still dream and wish to come to the United States. So pag-usapan po natin yan. What are the correct programs to do so? What is the best way to do so? And is the J1 system the most appropriate in terms of what collaboration with important members of the community such as Cora, Roger, and Helga in unison, because our objectives are the same, to make sure na yung kapakanan po ninyo, your experiences are uplifted and to maximize your stay here in the United States. And if you have any questions, pwede po tayong very informal dito po sa pulong na ito. If you have any questions about the program from the Philippine government's perspective, so at least you can anticipate and prepare for how the government would respond to your requests in case you need to stay longer or you make a request for staying longer than the number of years that you are prescribed to stay here for. So I'd like to also have that opportunity to explain to you what the program is all about in case hindi pa klaro po sa lahat. Okay? I know you've gone through possibly briefings with the CFO. I'm not really so sure. So you can also tell me if that's the case. But this is more of an opportunity talaga po for you to share your experiences with all of us. So with that, I know it's raining. Bihirang-bihira po dito sa Texas yung rain. When I first arrived here po in July, it was very hot. Sabi ko, galing ako Metro Manila. Sabi ko, mas mainit pa dito sa Texas kaysa Metro Manila, right? It was just so hot. Walang clouds, no cloud cover, no rain. And I just said, it's even cooler in Metro Manila despite us always complaining na mainit, diba? Humid, etc. But at least now, it's tending to cool off. And I'm told that the weather improves in November until February. Okay, so with that, I'll be here for the whole time that you're here. Again, please treat the consulate as a friend for consultation, for guidance, for advice. Hindi po kami marami dito, but we are here really to help maximize your stay here in the United States, okay? All right. Good morning.
And another classmate of mine, we had to bust butt because, you know, we're here all by ourselves, and I know how you feel, guys. I know how you feel. So, at this time, I'd like to invite Ate Cora to come over.
The Society for the Advancement of Filipino Educators and Education Professionals was formed actually before COVID came. This was organized by 15 veteran teachers here from Aldine District, from Lamar ISD, from Galena, from, what's the other one? Aldine. So we were all sitting in Jollibee one time because there's a lot of issues with regard to getting into the ladder of being a principal, an assistant principal, magnet coordinator, basically in all of those districts. So we are very confident that we are an excellent teachers in the Philippines. So why is it that we cannot get through the passage of getting into those positions? So we sat down and then we concluded that we're not organized. We are not organized. In HISD alone, there are 400 Filipino veteran teachers. We're not counting J1. And out of those 400, there are only 10 of them in the administrative position. So, were we qualified? Yes, we are. Do we have higher education? Yes, we are. A lot of them are PhD holders. A lot of them are members of the community. However, we are not even recognized with regard to that. So let us organize. So when we organize, our main goal really is to sharpen the skills of those teachers who are already here and teach them how to go through that passage, okay? Now, from the organized, and then COVID hit, we did online training, and we affiliated ourselves to the bigger picture of teacher organization here in the United States, which is the Unified, okay, which is, how do you say it? United Federation of Filipino American educators. So our base is New York, New Jersey, we have Massachusetts, all over. In fact, kahit sa Manila, right? So Isabela. So we said we cannot do this as our own in Texas because we can go there. Okay, so during that first 3 years, dumating yung issue na nobody wants to teach in Texas. Wala na po. There was an increase in the number of immigrants coming from Latin America, coming from Africa, particularly in Afghanistan. Kasi may war sila doon. So nung nagdatingan, no locals would like to pick up the job. That's why they decided to open it sa abroad. Actually, ang target nila is Mexico, Argentina, those who are Spanish speakers. However, they don't know how to teach. Marunong nga sila, bilingual nga, nag-Spanish, pero hindi kayang mag-manage ng classroom. Until the first batch of J1, there were 110 of them. 110. Ang nakalink lang sa HISD and Aldin were about siguro half, mga 60 or 70. And then we divided it sa group ng Aldin and HISD. Ms. Flores, what about the other district? They did not. Because Houston is a place wherein they could easily absorb those immigrants on a level that they could support them as fast as they could para ma-settle yung mga immigrants, okay? To be in that district. Why? Because they have a framework. They have a game plan on how to handle J1 teachers. Before the first batch and second batch of J1, you're the third batch. The first and second batch of J1, meron ang HISD plan for that. We have ambassadors. In fact, they pay ambassador $1,000 per head of J1. And then they pay the school extra money to support all of it. But when the new system came, it was all scrapped. Okay? We cannot blame the new system because
she is the president of the Unified Safe Houston chapter. So I'm also the documentary director for the national board for Unified. So I know that I heard some of you are members of Unified from back home. Now, first thing that I can tell you is network with teachers. You cannot be just by yourself and don't just enjoy the things that you have. You came here for one reason. You came here to teach. You came here to uplift, the lives of your family. That's your goal. Now, don't take that goal away from you while you're here. From my experience, a lot of we came here 10 in a group back in 2013. But that was my second time to come here as a J1 visa. My first time was back in 2005 to 2008. I served my 2 years home country residency. During my first time, there were a lot of things that encouraged me to stay, but I gotta do it in the other way around. Like you can pay people for marriage, all right? But that's not going to guarantee that you're going to stay. You can overstay and you can just be undocumented, but you don't feel.
Teacher, well, she doesn't have an education. What they call this a different degree. It's not like the bachelor's degree in education, but she has a different degree. But she decided to teach, so she has a lot of certification and working overseas in the other part of Asia. Now, for her to get in or qualify to be a J1 teacher, with her status, since she doesn't have the bachelor's degree in education, what is her chances to
Come here as a
come here
J1.
as a J1 teacher?
Two things. If you are not an education graduate and want to get into teaching,
She's an existing teacher,
existing, certified.
certified teacher.
Where?
The difference, she's in Thailand.
Okay, so first thing she needs to do is to get a visa sponsor. That's the first thing. That's the first step. Since you said that she is already a certified teacher, that visa sponsor will provide employment whichever state they are catering. So, did I answer your question? Visa sponsor is number one.
Okay.
And then,
Acquire that, and what would be the steps to get a visa? Because she's been working on it, and
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm so happy that everybody made it here. And before I start, I want to acknowledge the Philippine Consulate and under the leadership of Consul General Sales and also Sam, and also Vice Consul Tanya Gaurano. Also, I want to acknowledge the presence of Safe EP through their president, Mrs. Cora Flores, and also Unified, Mr. Roger Kalimat. So I want to make it clear to you guys, you're not alone, okay? I'm going to summarize what everybody says. He's saying when it comes to legislation, anything that's got anything to do with rules, you've got the consulate. And by the way, I'd like to thank all the consulate staff who've been working hard, registering everybody. And also, for anything related to professional development, getting better at your craft, being so good that by the time it's time to go, they'll be begging you to stay. Right? Get so good that they cannot ignore you. And that resource is Cora. And also, if you want to know how to stay here the right way, you've got Mr. Kalimat. So for everything else, okay, this is not a one-woman show, okay? I know my name kept getting mentioned. I want you to know that there are probably more than 30 Helgas in here right now. So please, donors, volunteers, supporters, can you please stand up so that the J1s can see who you are. They're all named Helga, okay? Because without them, there's nothing I could have done, at the scope that we've been able to do. But who would like to know a secret? Who wants to know a secret? Yeah? You guys believe that a single ripple thrown into a pond a single stone, small stone, could create ripples?
Yes.
Okay, I have a surprise for you. Before you guys came into my radar, there's one person who I didn't expect would be here today. And I want you guys to see who she is. Because without her giving my phone number to somebody, we would not have been able to help you. And that is Miss Marivic Chapman Echeverry. Please stand out and be recognized. So, I don't know anybody who's a J1, but then I got a call from somebody else. And I want you to know, without this phone call, you guys would not have gotten the help that you've gotten so far. And her name is Lydia Montaliana. Please stand up for your representative. Lydia gave me a call, told me that there are some J1s. I have no clue what J1s are. I thought that she was just going to bring a couple of teachers to go in my garage, see what kind of stuff that I have available. But then, when I asked her how many J1s, she said 36. I said, there's no way I have enough stuff in my garage. And that's when I called this lady over here. By the way, we were roommates, we were And when she said that she didn't have what it takes to get further education, she's actually one of our cum laudes in our graduating class. So don't let her fool you. So I gave her a call, and immediately she stepped up, and I told her, can you please make an announcement at your church? Because I know that they've helped us before. During Yolanda, this church stepped up, and we were able to donate so many boats. And so I know that they would help. So from that, more ripples were created. Then I got to Zoom with Cora and Zandro. And that's when we started planning, okay? And when we collected things, I just realized that there's not enough. So I created a Facebook post. And I will tell you that today I'm very, very touched to see that there are non-Filipinos who came today. And I would like to introduce you to someone who actually has helped so much. I didn't expect this. The last time we worked together was in mid-90s in the neuro ICU, and guess what? I did not expect that she would actually feel so strongly about helping the teachers. Okay, and her name is Ramona, and her husband Claudio. And right now, I know that there are so many ripples that have been created. So what I really want you guys to think of is that you have the support, okay? From the legal standpoint to the professional development to the how-tos, so you get to stay here. And from us, if you have anything, and I'm talking about even little things, right? One of you ended up going to the ER. I'm an ER nurse, or was, and I worked ICU. I can triage you on the phone, so you save yourself $100 or $200 copay in the ER. Okay, so you need to connect. Like today, your goal, if nothing else, aside from learning from Consul General, from Cora, from Roger, connect with those who are here. Because there are so many people who are willing to help, they just don't know that you need help. So be assertive, right? And also, always remember your why. Why are you here? Why are you here? When it gets too hard and you want to give up, or when it gets so hard that one of you told me that they wish they didn't come, when one of you calls me to say that I'm having such a terrible day because I'm missing my family, I want you guys to understand. We feel you, okay? We were you before. But it's all about having the right mindset, having the right perspective, right? Keep that why clear. If it's your family, because you want to give them a better life, then always have that in your face, okay? Because when you lose sight of why you're here, and how you do it, like Rochelle said, she got married, right? You can do it the right way, the perfect way, like Roger did. You know, when it gets to that point when life becomes really tough, remember why you're here, okay? And start talking to yourself. You know, sometimes that's the best conversation you can have, okay? When you don't feel good, you feel down, ask yourself why. Maybe you're listening to the wrong thing. Maybe you're listening to noise, to drama, to just nonsense, right? And number 2, think about what you're focusing on, because what you focus on is gonna get big. If it's the problem you're focusing on, it'll get bigger. Am I right? If you focus on solution, then the problem becomes manageable, right? And the third finger, I'm not going to show you, because it's inappropriate, right? Is meaning. Whenever things happen, ask yourself, what does this mean? You can either say that something is happening to you and you're a victim, or you can say, this is happening to me, so I can be stronger, so I can be better, so I can go back to the Philippines and really appreciate those kids that you thought were pasaway until you saw students here, right? When you go back, oh my God, you're gonna think that Filipino students are the best students ever, right? And then the fourth one is relationships, right? You're being thrown in a situation where sometimes you even have to room with people you don't know, am I right? Different personalities, different, and I have some of you call me that there's issues, right? But then think about it. Be grateful that you have a roommate. You've got somebody to split the rent with, right? And so think about who you surround yourself with. Who are you listening to? Are you listening to somebody who doesn't know what's going on when it comes to how to get good in your craft? Or do you listen to somebody who's been here, done that, who can support you, like Cora and all the officers, right? Same thing. Just know that the relationships that you keep are those that will determine how you survive here in the country. Okay, and the last one, whenever you have problems or you have challenges or any kind of issue, right? Think that this little finger is just a strategy. So if you look at your fingers, this is the smallest one, right? The first time you have a problem, what's the first thing you think about? Strategy. I need to fix this, right? But guess what? If you're in the wrong state, if you're not thinking right, if you're thinking negative, if you're focusing on the problem instead of the solution, or if you're thinking this is like something that's being done to you as opposed to happening to you so you can grow, right? The meaning that you assign. And also the relationships. If you've got a roommate that is kind of getting on your nerves, like she was my roommate, but she didn't get on my nerve. Another roommate did, right? But we're still good friends to this day because your roommates right now could be your lifelong friends and family, as she is to me. Okay? So please just realize that you've got what it takes. You're here because you're good enough, and always be grateful, right? When things are tough, always find something to be grateful for.
Yes.
Because if you're grateful, guess what? There's no way that you can feel sad or angry or homesick. Or if you are truly grateful, you're here because you want to do what's right for your family. It's hard to feel bad and be grateful at the same time. Am I right? Yeah. So please, let's enjoy our food. And I know Rochelle's got some housekeeping announcements. At the same time, take the time. Oh, and I'm sorry. I need to acknowledge a couple more people. For those of you who got all the nice fancy bags, I want you to know, those who are smiling up to here, the person who gave those is here. Her name's Jasmine. Please, Jasmine, stand up to be recognized. There she is. And also for those, Dorothy and Susan are the ones who, right after the Hurricane Beryl, as soon as the roads were passable, they showed up with a truck full of items and furniture and a lot of things. So Sue and Dot, please stand up to be recognized. And also I want to recognize members of my alumni association. She's one of them. Agnes and a whole bunch of other alumni. They're not here, but they're here with you in spirit. As I said, it's one little stone that created so much ripple, right? The ripple, and one more recognition I want to give is one phone call made to a friend and told a friend that we're able to help. She made this call, and because of that one phone call, 50 brand new J1s in St. Louis, Missouri are now getting help from so many nurses, and that's Juana. So she made the call, and it created more ripples, right? And same thing, Odessa. Somebody made a call and said that they're crying, they're running out of food. One phone call from another alumni association member, and she was able to mobilize the whole community to where they said they had a flooding of food, that they had food until the end of October, and it was only, I believe, July. So again, please take the time. Oh, Jerry's Grill is here for more food. Thank you. And that's Robbie and Betty, long-time friends. And then Ate Carol Tulad from Gawad Kalinga. And of course, you know my brother-in-law. He's the pandesal guy. Yeah. Come to the house. Okay, so he's over there. So please take the time and know these sponsors and find out where they are, which part of town, because you don't know. They might know somebody who might know somebody who can give you what you need, or at least assist you. So again, invest in yourself. I can't stress what Cora said enough, right? And do the right thing and know that you are not alone, and let's have a great event. Thank you.
After we eat, could we please clean up as if nobody was here, okay? Because Sam here will not invite us again if we don't clean up, okay? And then if you need winter clothes, there are winter clothes in the back. For those of you who have not picked up any winter clothes, please go to the back and get what you need, if anything fits you. We have made announcements for more winter clothes. We're hoping we could get them to you before the cold really hits. Also, there's November 16th, there's an invitation from the Katy Seventh-day Adventist Church for you to attend our service. There's potluck. I will post the address in our Facebook because they have been looking forward to see you. Yeah. Because the announcement has been out and they don't know your faces. So they want to see you guys. We have a community service program that day. So you will also see some cops there, some firemen there, you know, in our church. Okay, so I'll post it there. And then, is there anything else? Oh, food bank. If you really need some food, and we cannot get to you, there are Houston food banks near you. Just Google Houston Food Bank and you can go there anytime. As long as it's open, you can go get, you know, what you need there, or at least some that you need if you can't really get it right away. So Houston Food Bank, okay? All right.
Organization Union, I am requesting that you be a member of the union